The word on my phone was simple, stark, hide. Little did I know it was the opening move in a deadly game where survival meant trusting no one, not even my closest friends. But what was I hiding from? Welcome back to Midnight Mysteries. Here, we explore the shadows that cling to the edges of reality. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe for more tales that will keep you up at night. Tonight, we're diving into a twisted game of survival, where the rules are unknown and the stakes are impossibly high. I stared with confusion at my phone. The rest of the gang were all in on this Monopoly game. Evelyn said, "I swear to God, if you get free parking, I will literally kill your stupid face." Ravi rolled the dice in his hand, saying, "Come on, sweet baby Jesus, I just need a 4. He dropped them onto the board, probably messed it up like always. I tried to make sense of it, just a word on my screen, black text on an all-white background, a rather classical-looking font, hide. I tapped impatiently on the expensive black rectangle. The text wouldn't disappear. Evelyn called out like a teacher busting a student. "AJ, you're addicted. Play board games like a normal human adult." "Yeah, sorry." A few more desperate finger pecks at the screen, then I turned to holding the power button down for an extended period. With my free hand, I grabbed the dice, rolled a 3, landed on B and O, railroad. After 2 seconds of thought, I said, "Nah, railroads." Of course, we weren't animals. If someone didn't want to buy a property, that was fine. No auctions or any of that nonsense, house rules. Back to the phone as Hiro, on my left, took the cubes and prepared to drag his sorry little shoe across go to collect his $200. A minute with the power button didn't do anything. We were entering factory reset territory. I contemplated borrowing Ravi's laptop to Google whatever this might have been. I felt the apartment rumble, albeit just for a split second, as if we were on the edge of an earthquake. I tensed briefly. The background noise from the TV, "No one wants this auto playing on Netflix," disappeared following the faint sound of the flicker of static. Ravi was the first to get up, saying, "I don't think that was an earthquake." He examined the TV, confused at the outage. He checked the wires, asking, "Shouldn't be the breaker. I don't have that much stuff plugged in, do I?" I grappled with the sad, likely hacked state of my phone and that weird word staring me down. I heard Hiro say, half laughing, "Damn, that's weird." Head lifted. I asked what, to catch Hiro turning his phone to me. His home screen, too, had been replaced by black text atop white, hide. Evelyn, as anti-technology as it comes, had properly clocked this reprieve as her time to quickly respond to long outstanding texts, saying "What is this?" At my confused look, bordering on scowl, resting scowl face, she flipped her phone around to show me the damage. It was the same on hers. I grew a bit nervous. "Ravi, where's your phone?" I asked him. "I'm sure it's somewhere," he said, still tinkering with the TV. Likely not due to any of his troubleshooting, it flashed back to life, red power light at the base blinking steadily. A simple message now appeared on the big screen. Ravi asked, hide, grabbing the remote and pressing buttons to switch back to Netflix, but nothing was registering. I showed him my phone. Hiro and Evelyn showed theirs. He looked back at the TV, then at us again, asking, "Wait, how is that possible?" Hiro asked, "Is that like an Amber Alert?" "I mean, I guess, but that's a push notification. This is like completely overtaking the screen." Ravi's brows furrowed, saying, "On different hardware too." I asked, "A hack?" He shrugged, adding, "That's kind of a weird hack, no." Hiro asked again, "Government experiment?" A thought came over me. I walked to the balcony, slid the door open, stepped out onto it. I scanned the city from Ravi's 14th floor apartment. In the neighboring apartment towers, most of the units had blinds down, curtains closed. The few unshuttered, however, I felt like that guy from Rear Window, contained strangers staring perplexed at their phones, at their computers. The sides of bolted-to-the-wall TVs, barely visible to me, displayed the same white background with text atop it. What I was seeing, everyone else was seeing. The others joined me on the balcony. I said, "Whatever it is, it's at least hit this block." I looked down at the city streets. Most of the people below caught in a similar holding pattern of standing frozen, heads fixed to their devices. Hiro asked, "I guess we don't have anything to call the cops with." I replied, "I'm sure they're aware." Ravi asked, "Maybe wait it out until they fix it." I nodded, and yet I could tell Evelyn was a bit perturbed, forcing magnetic thoughts to imbue her silence with weight. I asked, "Thoughts?" She asked, "I mean, should we do it?" Ravi asked, "Do what?" She said again, "Hide." Ravi asked, "Hide where?" She replied, "I don't know." He said, "I mean, we're already in my apartment. I'm sure that's good enough, right?" A pause. Ravi continued, saying, "Let's not lose our heads. This is nuts, but it's not. I mean, it's not like literally hide, right?" Hiro asked, "What if it's viral marketing, like for a movie, with the necessary but unintentional levity?" I said, "Hacking our phones so we can't use them." "I don't know if that's in Lionsgate's purview," then turned to Evelyn, "But hide." The flicker in her eyes more than meant that she'd sided with the light bulb in her head. She returned to the inside and got to exploring Ravi's apartment carefully. Ravi trailing, asking, "What are you doing?" Hiro and I followed. She said, "I don't care if I look stupid. It could be a warning. Maybe something is happening." Ravi said, "We're in a box, basically, we're fine." She motioned to the TV, then to her own phone, saying, "But that thing says hide. Maybe it's that literal." She continued scouting, finally settling on the sliding closet in Ravi's room, the best she could come up with in his 600-square-foot quarters, saying, "I'll do here unless you think there's better." Ravi stressed Evelyn. She shuffled in past hung garments, scooting to the end to make space, saying, "I'm gonna close the door soon, and if you're all really my friends, you'll join me." Awkward silence until Hiro chimed first. Hiro said, "Guess it's good to be safe, right?" He went for it, second-guessed for a second, then committed to entering. She called out, "You guys get the luxury of laughing at me forever if I'm dumb, win-win," while Hiro wedged in beside her. A compelling argument, certainly. Begrudgingly, I followed, tucking in next under Ravi's dress clothes. There was still room for him inside his own closet. Ravi caved, joining last, sliding the door closed to introduce darkness. I went back to my phone, still that classical font, still that mandate. Ravi asked, "How long do we have to stay in here?" She said, 5 minutes, tagged, and then we sat in stillness for a while. Distant tick-tick-ticks of the clock in the living room bringing down the blood pressure a tad. It all felt silly, kind of fun. Hiro asked, "Remember when we went camping at Sunlight Groves?" Ravi clarified, "glamping." Hiro laughed, saying Ev thought she saw a bear and its cub. She said, half laughing herself, "It was dark, it looked like bears. I heard noises, too." Hiro said again, "Bears at Sunlight Groves, saddest patch of trees in America." Ravi said, "Guys, shut up. We're here, so let's commit to the bit. Before the conjuring doll gets us," surprisingly not bitterly. We kept our traps zipped for another minute. Eyes at my phone again, hide. Nonsensical, all of it really, but in a way that was starting to sit more and more uncomfortably for me. Hiro whispered, "What do you think it is?" I shook my head, Evelyn with a light shrug, Ravi with a deep inhale before speaking, saying, "Obviously sophisticated," voice low, like it's obviously something. I waved my phone, asking, "My bank is on this, and it's messed up now, basically." He replied, "They'll figure something out." Powerful knocks at his apartment door, all of a sudden, thundering. A voice called, muffled through the walls, "Hey, Ravi, you there?" Evelyn braced, asking, "Who is that?" Ravi replied, kidding, "My neighbor Monica, obviously a skinwalker." Evelyn reached across me and Hiro to tug at Ravi's sleeve, asking, "Are you positive?" Saying I should probably get it. She stressed that it has been 5 minutes. He said, "Yeah, but I'm being a pretty bad neighbor right now." The knocking.